Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yep. Are you ready?
Yeah, next we're at the big kids table tonight. We should get
I can't even reach the big kids table.
we should get a short round some phone books to sit on.
Oh, cameraman
That
Paul
was my line.
tripping over his own shit.
I was gonna say we should get
Yeah.
we should get a short round some phone books over here to sit on.
Hold on to your potatoes.
You remember that?
Short rounds, Indiana Jones, baby.
Look, a couple bricks in their feet. Hold
Oh
on to your
God,
potatoes,
I love
Indy.
Indiana Jones. I love short round.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And no, he's not Glenn, people. It's not the same actor. Just saying, it is not the same actor. You're such a dick. Hey, welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. We're gonna break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
We are also going to break down a donated bottle of bourbon, right? Bourbon?
Absolutely. Well, it's from Sonoma Distilling Company, which is amazing. I'm glad Sonoma, the city I was born in, actually has its own distilling company.
Hopefully they redeem themselves.
They've had 41 years.
Thank you, Franklin Covey, for donating this awesome bottle of bourbon for us to try tonight.
Absolutely, thank you very much. And so we're going to break down season 11, final season, episode 2, entitled
Acheron. I was going to try to
Acheron.
do my best Google
Part 2.
translator voice. That didn't work out.
Acheron.
Acheron.
Let's get to the review.
Oh, I gotta drink this.
Boo.
I'm scared. Scared. I'm not so scared. It's not bad. I'm okay. I do have ice. I've melted ice on top of it all. All right. So I was a little surprised because I thought at the end of the last episode that the Yumiko, Ezekiel, Princess Eugene story was kind of going to split. Because at the end, Princess sees that Yumiko's brother has actually posted about her on the wall. What's the name of the place again? Oh my God, why can't I remember this? I never remember the name of this place. Commonwealth. And so I was surprised. They actually opened up a story where they're all back. They all decided apparently to stay and support Yumiko and hopefully find her brother.
They made it kind of a mystery if Yumiko's going to sit by herself and all the three left, which you would absolutely think they would do to save the community of people. But no, they all decided to stay so that we can find out if her brother's still alive. So the possibility of her brother maybe still being alive is enough to doom the whole community over after Princess's beautiful plan. Oh my God!
And Yumiko actually acknowledges that they didn't leave on good terms. Like they were not one happy family. So I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And so this one actually cuts back and forth quite a bit between the two stories. So then the other story it cuts between is obviously Maggie, Daryl's team inside the subway station. So. So, like, there's an elephant in the room. The subway team is like people crawling down like Spider-Man, and then there's no Maggie. So
he goes, she was right behind me. She was right behind me when I look back, which he was absolutely not lying about. It's not a lie. Omitting the truth, and it's not even a lie. Omitting every single second that happens is not lying. He did not lie to them.
I think that he would have been okay, though, with lying. It would have been fine. Like, he thought really that he left her to die.
He's like, yeah, I could have helped her out. Well, he says that later. He was like, I could have helped her out, but, I was like, she wanted me to die. I'm going to die here anyway, so why am I going to help her?
That actually, I was like, ding, ding. Okay, you're good.
Yep.
So the only person, though, not now. Okay, so there's a few people not with the group anymore. So there's Roy engaged the defectors, and then Daryl, who's chasing Dog.
Yeah, pony boy.
So they were going to cut. And so Daryl, there's another sub-story like the subway. There's another sub-story with Daryl following Dog. So a lot of cutting back and forth between all the three stories. So with...
Can I say that Dog's a dick? Fucking Dog. And this is the second time that Dog is... I hear these things. If Dog dies, we riot. Well, Dog's a fucking dick.
No.
Dog's going to get Daryl killed.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And... But Dog is so smart that Daryl knows if Dog takes off that there's something that he needs to find out. But absolutely, Daryl's going to die because of Dog.
I bet you right now that he's going to invest in a fucking leash. I guarantee you right now, little
There's no way. But I do like his little. I do like his little military setup now. Like Dog is super badass now. He's got the little vest on and everything. He's tactical Dog.
He's definitely he's a service dog now.
Yeah, sure. He's really cool. So. There was a lot, I actually wrote down that I have questions for you because I did not get all of the references with Daryl's story, with the comic books, kind of all the graffiti on the walls and everything.
So the cartoons on the wall were actually, they were telling a very crazy story. So what I got all of it, because you see the guy on the ground with a briefcase full of money, right? Why would that money still be there? So I think at some point that there was some kind of like society of people that lived down in the subway. There was some type of like hierarchy, because they show people in the family with crowns at the very top. And I didn't go over it very many times, but there's kind of a story of what happened with this family. I don't know if it's like a family of people. Maybe it's like a representation of what really happened with very rich people at the top. But it was a struggle at the top. It was rich people. It was a class society, very much of a class society. And at the end, you see they were kind of like, that at the end they were grabbing at each other, and it didn't look like zombies were killing the family. It looked like people were killing the family. So it was a power struggle at the end. Probably when things got really bad and there's a lot less food there because nothing's growing in the fucking subway. And then, except for floating dead bodies, was probably that all came from.
That had been there forever.
So it looked like maybe they was telling a story, like very much Banksy-esque, and everyone think his goal was to crown these people, and at the end they kind of fought each other. And so Daryl was kind of very much intrigued to look into it, and we see him go through like a bag of like some kids like treasures, which is kind of cool to see, because it's like, Daryl's kind of like being a detective here, kind of like, he's got a big heart, so he's seeing what's happening here, kind of unfolding in front of him, just kind of deciphering.
So you just said it, like the heart thing, like it actually puts a little bit of heart back in the story, because even like Maggie gets really cold, right? And Maggie tells this whole story where she's kind of why she's so as cold as she is. Yeah. But it gives heart back in the story. So much to the point where Daryl actually keeps stuff. Yes. That's so, probably thinking ahead, if I ever run into these people, I want to make sure that I pass this all along.
Or so finds them down here.
And I know you don't watch Talking Dead, but in particular, I wanted to watch Talking Dead for this episode so that they would help explain that mural on the wall. Sure. Of course, I don't remember the two, I think it's poems that they came from. I don't remember the two poems, but what I thought was a little on the poignant side was they actually said that you see humans fighting each other, and in the background of all of these scenes, all these little comic scenes, there's zombies, but nobody's fighting the zombies. It's just the humans fighting each other. Sure. So I thought that was actually, I'm glad I got that little tidbit from The Talking Dead.
It's very esque what's happening in the show forever. It's not the zombies to worry about. Zombies we can all kill. The people are the ones you have to worry about.
Yeah, for sure.
Zombies are already dead.
And that's apparent with, Negan leaving Maggie behind.
Sure. And it seems like a story that keeps telling itself over and over on the show, which is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. So the big kind of shocker that happens. So the defectors that I like to call them. So Maggie shows up. Maggie's back. Didn't take long. Maggie's back. God. And then Negan.
From below the subway.
God damn it!
She pulled a Glenn out of the subway, and right when it opens up, fucking Negan's like, "Fuck!" You can see that he just closed his eyes, like that bitch fucking lived. Yeah, of course that bitch lived.
She's doing the SOS, which I thought was cool. So she's doing the SOS. So then, like, well, that's obviously a human. Yeah, that's obviously a human. And so Negan, God damn it, Maggie.
Yeah, he fucking knew it.
So, but he talks his way out of it. And to your point, he actually says something really cool. Like he would, dude, she's ready to off me at any minute. What would you do? And nobody has an answer.
I wish he would have pulled in the fact, because it was just basically saying to bring it all home. When I was fighting that zombie saving Gage, none of you fuckers helped me out either. No one else is here on a trial for not helping somebody.
That was a big boy zombie.
Fuck yeah, he was. You didn't help with that. You had to wrangle him in. And he could have been like, all you fuckers did the exact same thing I just did. So what, I'm in trouble for doing the same thing you just did to fucking me? Very much. And they kind of looked over, they kind of all said, yeah.
All right, you got me.
You fucking got me.
You got me. So the big thing that we see is, so they're trying to, all the doors are locked between these cars. So they're slowly making their way in. Yeah, they're blocked, rusted, whatever. So they're slowly making their way through. They get to the end of the cable car, I'm thinking San Francisco. They get to the end of the subway car, and there's a mini horde coming. And what's his name? Gage. So Gage, one of the defectors, he's actually running up to them. And so the crew gets to make a decision, or Maggie gets to make it. No, the crew doesn't even get to make it. Maggie makes the decision. And she's like, nah, fuck that dude. But the big thing is, there was plenty of time to let this poor guy in.
Well, you got to think, so they were trying to open that door anyways, kind of, right? Behind them, there's zombies. Now, in front of them is zombies. This is basically, for zombies, a big metal Twinkie, right? They're trying to get the frosting inside of all these people. And so the first thing Maggie says, "Where's the supplies?" And he's like, "I lost him." At that point, yeah. So basically, Maggie, fucking stone-faced killer goes, "Do you have the supplies?" Are you worth saving? Is what she said. And he goes, "No, I'm not worth saving. I don't have the fucking supplies." Yeah, for sure. And she's like, and they're ready to open the door up for him. And even Negan goes up there to fucking do it. He's like, stand down. We're not letting him in. The zombies are coming in. We don't have time. She definitely had time. But again, get him in there, then closing it, then what? Just saving one more one more person taking up air in the cart. She's like, nope. She's like, no.
And to be fair, he was a defector. Like that dude, as soon as they had the ability to run, that dude ran. So
It
he's
took
a
all their
defector.
supplies. Took all their supplies.
Yes.
You know,
All the batteries,
weapons,
all the
ammunition.
ammo, everything, and then the stupid fucker lost it. So there's that.
There's no way to redeem him because they bring him out there to fight. He's a defect again. It's like we can't trust you. Like you're the weakest link. You're a clinch in the armor now. Like you're nothing to us.
For sure.
Everyone thinks she's cold, but she made the right decision. Absolutely, I believe so.
But I did think it weird. The one thing that I thought was weird was they all literally, like, I would never be able to do this. Like, if I had to make that decision, I would be the coward and I wouldn't watch him die. They all, like, just sat there and watched him. I'm like, well, that's kind of vicious.
That's kind of why they all voted her to be the fucking leader, too, because...
But they all watched him. Like, not a single person turned away from that. I'm like, you guys are fucking vicious.
Well, it's a free show.
Really? The poor dude had to stab himself not once but twice. Like
he didn't have to. That's just what he did.
But they also say that that's actually the hardest way to kill yourself is to stab yourself because
your body's a pretty good.
Your body, like mechanism. Your hands are like, no, this is painful. This is not going to happen. But so that's pretty vicious. But whatever. Anyways, so then we cut to back to our other foursome. And it's Eugene kind of losing his shit. Like this whole, I mean, a lot of this episode was about Eugene and his ability to lie epically. But he's like losing his shit kind of this entire time. Like he's nervous that they're back in the cage again. Like this entire thing he's like nervous with. So
if you look at it seemed like there was like nobody else in cages around them either. It seemed like it was just them, and there was the people that were there before. Like, there's no one in the cage around them.
There was like the one, right? There was like the one dude that gets taken away, and that's pretty much it. Yes. So yeah, they're all. What is it? What do they call it?
Repurposing or whatever. Reprocessing.
Repurposing. It's like a do-it-yourself network now.
They're people. Soylent Green is people. They're being processed for food. We see Terminus. I mean, none of them were actually at Terminus, though. I don't think. That's crazy.
I don't think so either. So. They're still trying to figure out a plan, and finally, like Yumiko, she's super smart. She's wicked smart, and she's like, I'm done. I need to take a stand. And so she knew that she would be able. She's a lawyer, so she's like has that ability to kind of talk her way out of everything. So she basically stands up and is like, I need to talk to who's in charge. So she kind of puts herself out there, and then Eugene kind of loses his shit even more because we're being separated again, and he's just a nervous Nelly anyway.
So. She breaks down and she goes, basically, you guys ain't been interrogating me, I've been interrogating you. Like, everything you think you're doing to me, I've been doing for you twice a day.
It was so good. Like, I loved seeing her in her element, and they were like,
Picked them apart, totally,
And it was good, too, because prior to that, like, Ezekiel had actually kind of picked apart Mercer, the Red Stormtrooper, had picked him apart.
Cop.
So yeah, like it's funny that our little crew is like reading all these people like kind of to the T. So and that comes back, which is also great at the end of the show. So back to Daryl real quickly again, because then in that same sequence, like with him, he comes across the second defector, Roy, who is fucked up, dude. I don't even know I don't recall. How did he get so fucked up?
It was some zombies. Remember right when Dog found there was already zombies in that room, right?
Yeah.
Roy was already on the ground, like hurt. But there was no zombies around, so he obviously wherever these guys split up from, those guys, they were actually got attacked, right? The kid went away with the scratch free. This guy must have, you don't have to be faster than the bear. Faster people around you when the bear's there.
You just have to be
so I see the kid kicking the old guy, like, fuck you, as long as they're eating you, I'm good. And so it's kind of what it felt like to me. And they had to run on the ground. He's already dying. Dog goes and finds him. He's like, oh, well, can't really save you. You're like, you're dying, dude.
But did he get bit or did he just get scratched?
There was blood on him. So at that point, like, if you go through a map of zombies, like, you never really know what happened to you,
Daryl seems like the type, though, that he would just leave somebody that's going to die anyway. I don't know.
He would or wouldn't?
I think feels like I guess now he wouldn't because he does have that heart now. Anyways, okay, so back to Eugene. So kind of the very most pivotal thing about this episode is Eugene and his ability to tell like just the best stories ever. So so basically what happens is he gets worried. So Yumiko's what he thinks is being interrogated, although she's running the show. Princess got to dump a log or something because she goes up and she needs to go to the bathroom, and she's super stoked that there's toilet paper in the bathroom, right? I just love her anyways. We don't see enough of her. Bring back Princess in every episode and I'll be happy. But he's by himself for a long time, so he is sweating balls. Like he is nervous fucking Nelly. Like, he's a disaster. And so he actually approaches the stormtroopers and is like, hey, where are my friends? Blah, 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 blah. So he actually gets taken into Mercer as well to be interrogated. And he tells, like, the most beautiful story about being the 50-year-old virgin.
Kelly Clarkson?
And it's great. And, like, who's going to lie about being a virgin? And he's such a good liar. And I had actually forgotten about all the lies that he told. Like, so in the very beginning, his whole story to get in with the other group was a lie to begin with. Yeah. So, and I'd forgotten about that.
And to see his friends being picked off one by one and being gone, he was actually waiting in the hallway to be talked to. And Princess as well, after she went to the bathroom, never came back. Yeah. Yumiko was actually, I'm going to see my friend inside Terry's room because there's nobody in there. So now Eugene's friends are gone. He didn't even see them leave. They've been taken. So now Eugene's by himself, and they already knew he was the weak link anyway, which is why they kept him, because they didn't get anything. This guy will spill his guts no matter what. Right. Take his friends away, this guy has zero strength, and he'll open up like a can of beans. And so literally he just goes on a rant of just when he's a kid, being a virgin. Is this the first time he mentioned Stephanie?
Yes.
So he mentioned Stephanie, and they're like, and we don't, and we'll talk about it in a second. But that really resonated. They kept that name.
You know what? But with this, what resonated with me though, it actually brought back kind of how fucked up Eugene was though too. Like I don't know why, but I'd kind of, because he was doing okay, I had actually kind of completely forgotten, maybe / forgiven him for like joining Negan's team, like abandoning his crew and joining Negan's team. And that kind of brought all of this back for me. I was like, oh, you little lying motherfucker. Like, how good are you at this, you little lying motherfucker?
He was never going to stay on Negan's team. Which is sad, he was never going to stay on the team with Negan. He basically was being respected there. He actually had his own room and people that looked up to him there, which he was always just dumped on. And Rick's team was always a shitburger. He actually was something. He was actually a lot. And I think that Eugene knew at the very end, the only way he's ever going to stop Negan, his best shot is here with Negan. So, and this is the first time we ever see like Eugene actually become like, play this anti-hero of this chess player of, if I'm going to help my team, I have to be inside and be as much engrossed as I can. And once he found out the thing with the bullets, it was when he actually clicked to him that the way I can save everybody. I mean, he could have just not saved the zombies when they did the whole walk over line thing.
Yeah.
That would have been enough, but, it also would have killed him too. And so that's why he wasn't going that plan.
All right. So then magically, oh my God, we love your story, Eugene. So magically then he's actually reunited with everybody. They're in their own separate trailer, kind of loving...
The train back in the day.
Exactly. So they bring him back to the one train car, and they're all there, and they're all happy to see them, and they're all like, dude, we've been living it up here right now. Like, when is your problem?
It was like an office, right? They go in there, there's like a desk there, a person like typing shit up, and they're like, hey, like Ezekiel's there, he got treated for his neck, got fixed up, he did some things to help cure his cancer, or whatever this
his goiter.
That
dude's dying.
And they're like, what took you so long? Like, we've been here partying, like, I guess whatever you did, no one even knew. And Eugene's like, fucking, like, sweating, he's about to go get killed. He walks in to see his friends just like, hey,
so your thoughts,
watching TV over here.
Your thoughts, though, I mean, so do we think Commonwealth knows, though? Or do they think that they really have just accepted these people? Like, I toyed with that. Like, I've actually been thinking about that a lot. Like, I don't know. Do they really believe them, and they're just kind of being bamboozled, or?
Well, you think about, so if 2 and 4 comes in, you can't just keep 2 of them and kill 2 of them, right? So Yumiko can also do the processing like the girl did, like she can help out that way. They think Eugene, obviously, is fucking engineer. The guy knew every single day he got a shot when he was a child. Like the guy definitely is mathematical. He can definitely help them in a lot of ways.
What's Princess gonna do?
Exactly. So you have Ezekiel. Like there's people gotta do shit duty. But if you're bringing 4 people in, if half of them are okay,
I don't know.
You guys are all in. And fucking Princess.
It's kind of like the two of them look like, because Ezekiel didn't disclose his background, right? So
yeah,
it's like
it was a zookeeper, he said, right?
Right, but he didn't say that he was the king of another place. So it's interesting. Like, so there's 2 of them that are absolutely useful, and there's 2 of them that are super non-useful. So it'll be interesting how that plays out.
Well, it's also I think they're trying to really show that there's a class. There's classes. There's a class of people. We see in the subway with the kings and being brought down. And now you see we need people that can help. We need people that can do these things. People that can do shit jobs.
They better not shit on Princess. That's all I gotta say.
Well, there's toilet paper, so she can wipe it off, and she's excited about that.
I'm just saying. So at the end here, to kind of wrap this up, so back to Maggie's crew, they're walking down the road, and
they all kind of turn together after different ways.
And I already knew, by the way, that like Rory was gonna get it from the last episode, because like we had never we don't know who that dude is.
He was definitely a red shirt from Star Trek.
Got a
he
weird,
had the red
yeah.
shirt on.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I told. I was like, cameraman, oh, he's not gonna make it. He's not. I'm just surprised he didn't die in the first episode. But yeah, he wasn't gonna make it. So as they're walking along, they're out now, and as they're walking along, I guess we should have mentioned how they got out. Whatever, doesn't matter. So they're walking along, and they see like just bodies hanging, and Negan's cracking jokes again.
So Negan's from DC, obviously. He knows the subway lines. Again, there's all these places to go. He knows how to get to the metro. Negan is part of DC. That's where he must have lived. And he's like, I've been here for a long time, but I don't remember the decorations.
Yeah, exactly.
People are hanging from each side post. Actually, look like they built gallows all the way down this road, and it goes hundreds of yards down the road. People are just every 20, 50 feet, just a dead body hanging.
But
from
it's
these
interesting.
gallows.
So you say gallows, but they're hanging from their feet. So that's not like how it's not a weird.
Yeah, like a hanging noose or whatever. They're basically they're hung like you find them in hell. Like if you ever played the game Doom.
They're hung like meat.
Oh yeah,
By the feet.
like a slaughterhouse. Like, don't come this way because this is like you'll be 100 feet down on one of these poles too.
Exactly.
Very much a deterrent.
Yeah, so like Alpha used to put heads on
posts,
stake. They're now
pikes.
hanging just bodies and whatever. So, and of course then, Roy gets it bad, which he was a goner anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But so now that's our intro.
Gage gets hurt in the leg. I don't think they show who gets hit in the leg.
Gage is already dead. Gage dead in the.
Who gets hit in the leg? Maggie's away from.
That was Negan.
No, it wasn't Negan. I think it was kind of dark and stuff.
I
think it was the guy who was trying to get on Maggie.
It's the other guy we don't care about.
Yeah, and he's like he's shorter. I'm just saying.
Sounds like.
I'm trying to like.
Did he do a pantomime?
He had pretty hair. He was the guy that was trying to. Talk to Maggie when all stuff out down.
Oh, that is Alden. No, Alden.
That guy.
I think it's Alden. The guy that was mad at Maggie when Maggie told her story, before Maggie told her story.
Where Negan goes, you on your pretty little tippy toes and try. I'm going to put a sock in your mouth. Yeah, that guy. I think he's one that gets hurt. It's very dark.
You guys can post in the comments that we're way wrong. It's fine.
But then after these guys are coming down the street, and then the first thing that I noticed was they had masks on, just like the guy from Meridian has a mask on, like this metal mask. I was like, were these guys friends at one point? Because the guy never takes the mask off either, and they're like coming out at him looking exactly the same with the hood on and mask. I'm like, oh, the guy maybe defected from these Reapers at one point.
That's what I thought in the last episode, but then I kind of got schooled, and they said no, they weren't previous Reapers; they were from somewhere else. But I thought that
Meridian,
Maggie,
but they could have defected, and who knows,
Yeah, I just can't.
And they see guys walking down the street, and they're in a line, and they're a very formidable opponent. Like these guys look like we're right here, and they come down the street at them, and everyone hides in the woods, and they just kind of scatter. And that's when the episode ends. Kind of scary. So
we now have the intro to the Reapers. We now know who the bad guy is going to be. Well, we knew, I guess, in the beginning who the bad guy was going to be. But it's good. It's interesting. Like, we're kind of starting out slow. For this being the last season, it seems slow. Like, it seems like there's definitely been seasons where they've rushed for some reason when the whole history is not over yet. But it seems like I like actually that they're taking their time a little bit. It doesn't feel rushed right now, which is pretty cool. So
it's gonna be a long season too. It's gonna be like 20 episodes, isn't it?
Well, I would hope so. Yeah. Like we went silent and we went dark for a long time. So I hope so.
Yeah, one season has to be a long season.
Lucky for you guys, 20 episodes more or 18 episodes more.
There was in the comics. They were in Commonwealth for a very long time. Rick was still around. He looks just like Andrew, which is funny. So there was a lot of Commonwealth. There was also that broke down. It was a very, very long time they were there, and actually Rick rose up to running the Commonwealth. Michonne did, and so it's cool. It's kind of sad to see him wrap it up so fast because there's so much that happens.
Well, let me ask you this: so you're the comic book fan for sure, and we have let's say it is 20 episodes. We don't know people, but let's say it is 20 episodes. It's still a lot of tidying up to do at the end.
Sure.
So do we feel like we're gonna see that stupid hoe, Jadass? Are we gonna see Jadass again? Are we gonna see Rick again before the spin-off show? What do you think? Because there's a lot to wrap up.
I don't remember Jadass being in the comics. She was for very long. So I don't remember her being in the Commonwealth. But then the show is totally different. So they could, I think she would still be there because obviously she lives there now. Yeah. So I mean, I would see, and everyone's safe there, very safe. So I would imagine she'd still be there. I guess it'd be more of a one, and I think Michonne is in the season 2, so we're going to see her at some point too, which
she's
is
a whole
cool.
Other one that we got to wrap up again.
And Rick will be there too. Yeah, in the comics, Michonne ran that place. Michonne fucking was the leader of the Commonwealth after a bunch of stuff happened. So it's going to be cool to see him in there.
Another opportunity, if you guys want to put your predictions in the comments. I missed Judith. When I was really excited about like the previews because like all of our people are starting to come back again, so I cannot wait to see Judith.
What was that line? They go, oh, I hope my parents come back, or I miss my mom. And some kid goes, my mom always comes back. And I was like, you motherfucker. Like,
thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah, thanks for putting some salt there. Like, I lost my real mom. My adopted mom left me. My dad's dead. So I'm basically running because Daryl's my dad at this point, but it was like everyone's dad, really. Right? So poor Judas guy was like, way to fucking stop the game of shoots and ladders with you fucking asshole.
Yeah, and who knew that Daryl was going to be everyone's dad? Like, that's the best. That's the best.
He is, too. All right, well, good review.
We'll do this one. We'll do the one I'm supposed to do. All right, so we thanked Franklin Covey earlier, a.k.a. Alexis, earlier about donating this bottle of Sonoma to Cherrywood Smoked Bourbon. We're supposed to have some cherry, vanilla, allspice kind of a thing. I do get the allspice. But what I like about this, for being a Cherrywood smoked in the name, I don't find it ridiculously smoky. Like, we've had some smoky shit on the show, and I don't get this as like, I can't breathe. Like, yeah. I don't get that.
It's like a pack of Newports. You need like a fucking you like a filter before you drink it.
Like
your straw's a filter on
Madge at the end of the bar. Yeah, no, I don't get that. So I was actually pleasantly surprised because I was kind of setting myself up so this was going to be undrinkable. It is absolutely not undrinkable. So, but I do have, to be fair, the boys talked me into put some ice, put some water in your drink, which I'm actually fine with this.
Sonoma Distilling Company. It actually, and I'm gonna be upfront about a review. I got pretty trash the other night, and so my stomach's kind of hurting. So I can't let you guys know what the finish tastes like because
you got trash?
It all tastes like rocks and ash once it passed my nose.
Rocks and ash.
But because it just hurts. It just tastes like hurting because my body's just healing. It's just
Travis,
as bad.
Tastes like hurt.
It tastes like a little bit of pain. But it's funny. They said all you need now with the cherry and the vanilla, you need a little bit of orange. You have an old fashioned. Like, you're already ready to go.
You're my favorite.
I taste a little bit of cherry, a tiny bit. I can smell cherry. I can smell smoke. I'm not really tasting smoke. But again, we looked at the distillery. It's not been around that long. So you want to, for a good smoky taste, you need like a 15-year aged barrel, right?
Yeah,
this is not 15 years.
This is a minimum of 15 months to be aged.
And so the process of kicking out, and I bet you in years to come they'll have some better deep aged, darker colored, and some real smoky barrels. And it just takes a while to get there. But the taste up front is fucking phenomenal. It tastes great. Obviously, you want to mix it, would be great. I drink mine straight up with just a little beer chaser, and all up front tastes amazing. I smell the vanilla, which is good. Smell vanilla smoke. It smells good, and
do you get the vanilla for sure?
It tastes good, and I'm actually Sonoma's the city I was born in, so I'm very, very hopeful that they'll get amazingly better. As me, I hope they age as fine as I have, because I look totally good for 50.
Is this when we start the?
Yeah, I look great for 50. I'm 40. I look like shit for 40. But I think it will age like a fine wine, Sonoma, and I can't wait to taste some in the future. Good review?
Good review.
Good booze.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Alexis. Thanks, Sonoma.
Next week.
So, we have a really fun show planned for next week. So, we actually met last weekend at Junction. We met the... What do you call him? A DJ, trivia master? I don't know.
Trivia master, trivia ringmaster for sure. MC master
from King Trivia. So there's trivia every Wednesday at Junction Brewery. So we actually did our show last Wednesday. It'll be posted like whatever.
110 West Marin Canyon Road in West Marin Canyon, California.
Yeah. So really nice guy though, and so we're gonna kind of do a little collaboration. So we're gonna show up early, do some trivia with him. He's gonna ask some. Actually, we told him. do some Walking Dead trivia. So maybe you guys have some chance to win some prizes. We'll see what's going on there.
We'll have at least 2 Funkos for you for that night, and if you win them, we'll send them to you. And what sucks, my Funkos are getting old and they're getting more. They're like worth a lot more. I'm not a Funko guy. Like I think they're cute and stuff, but I'm not a collector. So like I have these old Funkos.
I'm not a collector, but I love them.
I have a Sasha one I'm gonna bring out for you guys, which I know you can't even get anymore because she's been dead a long time ago. I definitely have no problem getting you guys this last season. So there's some big stuff coming out this season for sure. So if you want that Sasha one, I know she's worth at least $40-50 right now. So if you want to get that Funko, watch our show, and then we'll listen to his trivia before questions. We'll pick randomly for some winners, and good luck to you guys.
Yep, for sure. All right. Oh, and next week we're actually going to do something special too. So I don't know if you guys saw the post I did. I think I posted about Sexton had a freaking amazing giveaway, and I love Sexton whiskey. It's like the one that I'm like, okay, you know what? This is mine. I picked it out, and I really like it.
You did them on the show.
I know. We did them on the show. That sounds dirty.
Did them all. I could play them out. Guys and girls.
So I actually ordered the kit that they have specifically for TWD. So we're going to do a little cocktail hour. So we have a really special show next week. So hopefully you guys all tune in. You saw that I was kind of whoring out for comments below. So please make sure you guys make comments.
She whores out for what's
Love
last.
seeing. Travis is free, so.
Get in line, people.
Travis
Single file.
Yeah. X's, we're going to be socially distanced in line for Travis. Anywho's. Who won't be in pain by then, hopefully. We'll see.
This will be amazing again.
As always. As always. Nice review.
Good review.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're at Shorty today.
Oh, that hurt. That hurts so good. Hurts so good.
I think it's amazing, though. Like, normally, I'm not breathing out smoke.
Yeah, it's not smoke. There's this fire in here.
You just hurt.
Yeah, it's just fire.